Okay, so today what we're working on is a stamped bracelet with an adjustable macrame band. Alright, so the first thing that we want to do is have our washers. So you'll go up to Miss Shoemaker and she will give you a washer. Now I recommend for this project, we're going to keep it real simple. We're only going to do 3 letters and your graduation date, or if you want to do it for this date, that's fine too. Okay, so we're going to keep these pretty simple. And so I've got my washer, and if I look at it, I can kind of see that there's like a good side and a not so good side. I want to use obviously the side that's more rounded. This is called a metal bench block. It's just a really big chunk of smooth steel that I have wrapped with duct tape to keep it protected from the stamps. Okay, and I'm going to start off with my numbers, and so I have here a 2 and a 0 for 2020, and the reason I want to start with my numbers is because it's an even amount. So, and the 3 letters is an odd amount. So if I start with this, I can tell where my center is, and I can go up and start with my middle letter at the top. So, and of course you can switch it around however you want to, but I would always start with your even number, and then I would also, like I said, wait until you can figure out what the center is for the odd number and start in the center of that. So I'm starting with my 2. I'm just going to set that on here and hold it down firmly. I'm going to take the hammer, flat side, and I'm just going to give it a good whack. Maybe 2. Okay, and I can see here I was off just a little bit. That's why it's okay to have 2 sides. So make sure you're looking at the right side up. I'm not actually going to turn that because that'll be hidden by the bracelet. I'm just going to let it move just a little bit. I want to make sure that it's centered on there. Of course it went a little high, but that's okay. Next one is my 0. And then 0. And I'm also kind of like tilting my numbers a little bit as I'm doing this so that they follow the curve. Okay, and now for my RHS, I'm going to start with the H. I'm just going to go straight up. Again, make sure it's on there and centered. And then either R or S. And a little bit of a angle. Make sure you got it right side up. The letters look backwards when you look at them. Okay, so there you go. Just 2020. I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to hammer a little bit from the back just to flatten it out. And I'm also going to go ahead and use the round side and hammer the edge. I like to do this because it gives it a little bit more sparkle. It's what's called faceting. So just like a diamond has facets, flat surfaces that catch the light, by using the rounded side of the hammer along the edges, it's going to create new facets that will catch the light. If you don't want to do this step, that's okay. But I like to do it on the inside and the outside. Up here. Okay. One more time, a little flat. Okay. Next thing I want to do, take a Sharpie marker, fill in my letters with black Sharpie. Of course, you could use probably any other color, any color you want to. I just happen to have black, and this thin or small tip marker works a lot better than using the other ones. And then you just take a paper towel that's how you do the stamping part. Now for the actual bracelet part. For this, you're going to need 2 pieces of 18-inch waxed cord. This cord is 1 millimeter. You could use a heavier cord, but you might want to have more of it than 18 inches. And the thing I like about the waxed cord is that it's a little bit sticky. So when you're working with it, it doesn't, it's a little bit easier to control. So I'm going to fold one in half. I'm going to take the loopy side, put it through the hole, and fold it towards the side. I'm going to take the other 2 strings and go inside that loop, and then pull that tight so that it doesn't move around. I'm just going to flip that over, bring my ends together, make my loop, and repeat the same thing again. Loop side goes in from the front, fold it over, take the 2 ends, go through the loop, and pull that tight. Okay, now what I want to do is overlap both of those ends. Okay. And I'm going to need a piece of 15-inch. And I'm just using my mat to measure everything out. And now what we're going to do is what's called a square knot. I'm just going to pick this up. It might be a little easier to see it. I'm going to find the middle.
Hi, I went to preschool and